I'm Dr. Boyce Hawkins, and welcome to Financial Juneteenth TV, and welcome to Life's a Pitch. Life's a Pitch is our Black-owned business pitch competition, where we bring together Black business owners so they can pitch their Black-owned businesses to a Black-owned audience. And not that anybody owns you. You own yourself. We own ourselves, but we also own this platform. So everybody, let's start the day by putting the word ownership in the chat. When you own and control resources, as Dr. Claude Anderson always talks about, then you have power. You can do what you want to do. So Black people must own things. OWN. Oprah said it best. Except OWN doesn't stand for Oprah Winfrey Network. It stands for own your own stuff. So anyway, I'd like to say hello to my lovely, extraordinary, brilliant co-host, Miss Lene Javette. How you doing today, Lene?
I am so good. I'm so happy. So glad that it's Monday and we get to be here and do Life's a Pitch.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited, and I'm also excited that the community shows up and has our back on this and backs up the project. And we have to support our own businesses. Christmas is coming, and I really think it's important for those of you to kind of consciously know what it means to be a conscious consumer, know what it means to be conscious about Black money. Consciousness means that when you're spending money, you don't just spend it willy-nilly. You don't just give it to the first person that asks for it. You say, okay, my money is my power. I'm giving my power to you. Who do I give my power to? Give it to somebody in your community that's going to benefit your community. Because one thing I was thinking about today, Lene, was I said, a lot of us, we often talk about fighting things like racism, white supremacy, or whatever it is that people are interested in. And I said, it's kind of hard to fight white supremacy if your education is controlled by your oppressor, your media is controlled by your oppressor, you work for your oppressor, and you go into $200,000 in student loan debt to your oppressor. It seems to me like that's a losing battle. I don't know. So I almost want to get your thoughts on that in terms of how ownership and building business and things like that gives us a fairer shot at our ability to actually win the battles that we claim to be in.
You know what? I don't even know if it's a fair shot so much as the only way to do it. We have to have ownership, right? We have to be in control of and in charge of our own fate, of our own destiny. One of the best things that I enjoy about being in entrepreneurship is that when I wake up, I control my day. I determine if I have to work hard or if I show up for work that day. I determine if, my son has an emergency and I take his emergency and make it, the priority for the day. Like I literally own my stuff. We're getting ready to go on a 30-day travel. We're about to travel the country for 30 days. And so I'll be living a laptop lifestyle for 30 days because I own my stuff. And so it's super important as Black people that we have ownership of our time, ownership of our ability to make our own choices and decisions, how we come, where we go. Like it's super, super important. And then when you start thinking about hiring our own, right? You think of nepotism, you think of all of the things that make the world move forward. The stimulus, for example, I've been watching the stimulus thing and I'm like, there are literally people sitting in a room, nobody that looks like us, making choices and decisions for the whole country. I don't want nobody else to be in control of what happens to me and my household and my child. Like that is crazy that we have to, and by we, I mean whomever, right? Not necessarily me, but somebody is sitting around waiting for these people to determine your fate, whether or not you get a particular dollar of unemployment, whether or not you get X amount of money for a tax return. Like there are people deciding the fate of the country who believe that they have the ownership or the knowledge or the information to make the best choices and decisions for us. But you can't make that choice and decision for me and my family. You don't get to dictate how much money I bring in or when I bring it in or just the different things that happen in the world. So all that to say, ownership is super, super important. Even if you have a day job, even if you go to a corporate work, if you're in the corporate world and you have a day job, you still need to own something that belongs to you, something that nobody can take away from you, something that you can pass down to your children. We have to own. That's the only route to economic empowerment in our community.
Yeah. I think that you said that very well. Right now it's crazy with the stimulus because none of these people had their paychecks cut when the pandemic hit. All of them still got their money. They're still making, $8,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month, and nobody came and cut anything for them. And but yet they're deciding whether they're going to send you, what is it, a $600 check? Is that how much it is? Everybody, give me a yes or no if that's the amount. I think it's about $600. And you waited 7-8 months for that? It's crazy. I mean, how can people survive off that? They can't. And so I really think it's kind of one of these things where we have to step in and lead our community in terms of saying, okay, let's figure out new business models that we can propagate through our families that are going to help us survive these storms. In fact, I heard from a woman today who's actually a student in the Black Business School. I did not know she was a student in the Black Business School because she is a sister of a famous guy, one of my little so-called famous friends, and I'm a fan of her brother, and he said, oh yeah, my sister really wants to talk to you because she's really been following you for a long time, and her husband bought their first house because so I'm kind of like, oh well, great, yeah, let me talk to her, let me say hi to her. So I talked to her, and here's what she told me. This is a real true story. I'm not making any of this up. We had the conversation 30 minutes ago, and so I wished her happy birthday, and she said that she and her husband, basically they started investing because they were hanging out in the Black Business School. And you guys know we're really big on investing. We're really big on asset ownership. We're really big on powernomics. And they completely shifted their whole philosophy. She said, I grew up without any sort of understanding or training on economics and money management. And she said, that I started changing my approach because of what you said. She said, so we bought a lot of stock, particularly I remember Royal Caribbean, she mentioned, and some of the airlines and stuff like that, because I talked big about the airline stocks and the recovery stocks. And she also said that, so she said that they had invested heavily before the pandemic and right when the pandemic hit, and they held steady and they made so much money, like the amount of their assets tripled. And they were able to take that money, take half of that, and put it as a down payment on a house. So she said, now we're homeowners. Now we have assets that protected us all throughout the pandemic. She said, I don't know if we would have survived the pandemic. I mean, I guess it would have survived, but it would have been very difficult. She said that, she said this changed how we stood during this crisis, right? So what I'm saying to everybody in here, and I hope it's taking the spirit that it's intended, because I really just want you to do well and be okay. Don't trust those people. You cannot trust the government. The government, they don't, in case you haven't figured it out, they don't care nothing about you. They'll make sure you get your vaccine and make sure you vote and all that. And I'm not telling you to do that or not to do that. I'm just saying they'll make sure you do that. But in terms of making sure that you're vaccinated against poverty, they ain't got a vaccine for that. They don't have a vaccine for all the despair that we go through when our money ain't right. There's no vaccine for that. There's no vaccine for racism. They're not issuing that one yet. They haven't come up with that one yet. So what I'm saying is that you have to come up with those vaccines on your own. We're happy to help you. And I'm telling you that when you look at what rich people do, I encourage you to be copycats. Rich people tend to own businesses. They own real estate and they own stock. Lene, your thoughts on that?
I wholeheartedly agree. Again, we don't have to look to anybody for our freedom. We literally can emancipate ourselves, our families, our economics. Like, we have the tools and the resources. I am oh my God, I'm about to get emotional. I literally, I sit on the selection committee for this accelerator here in Phoenix. And we had 59 people apply. We picked 30 people to interview. And for the last 2 weeks, I've been interviewing Black entrepreneurs. It's an accelerator program specifically for Black entrepreneurs. And I was so amazed and happy and impressed with the types of businesses. We interviewed a street sweeper, this chick that does, she's starting a business for deaf Black children. So she's going to be an advocate for deaf Black children. And I mean, there was the first Black owned, woman owned commercial real estate in Phoenix. Like, at this point, this is the first time it's ever happened. And I was just so impressed at the variety of businesses that we have and the different industries that we're in. We don't have to be stronghold or kept inside of a box or only have one type of business. I apologize, y'all hear my dog playing with a little squeaky. We don't have to be, you know what I'm saying, kept in a box with the types of businesses that we have. And we really, really, really need to go out and find other industries to dominate, whether it be street sweeping or ESL or deaf communities, whatever. There's so much opportunity out there. there, and we have to get out of what's comfortable for us and go into these other industries and these other domains and dominate.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I think I could probably get a whole lot of money from a lot of people, black and non-black, if I make squeaky toys. Cause it sounds like your dog's loving that squeaky toy.
He is over there having a ball. He's been at the pet, like the bougie black people. He's been at the pet hotel for the past 3 days, and so he just came home today, and so he's so happy to be at home. He over there playing with his little pet toys and stuff. I feel like I need to go out and buy him a new toy because I've been a bad mom leaving him at the pet hotel for 3 days. But I need it. Yeah. So yeah, I apologize if y'all hear him.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but when I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I like dogs, but I like dogs best when they belong to other people. And I did when I found out that there were people who put their dogs in hotels. That's when I knew, okay, there's an industry there. That's big business. So anybody who sells pet accessories in the chat, say something. If you don't, then you may want to look into that, right? Because you get a good marketing strategy, you get your piece of that market. That's probably, I would be willing to bet you that's what, a 20, 50, $100 billion market. I mean, people love their pets.
I spent a lot of money on my little baby. Like I just got him, you know what I'm saying? So my oldest is 20 years old that I birthed, but my little fur baby, he's like 4.5 months old, and he gets toys and treats. And PetSmart, they get a lot of my money right now. So somebody come up with Pet Soul or Soulful Pets, and you do some pet stuff from the melanin perspective, you will get my dollar. You will get a couple of my dollars.
Well, let's see. So what I'm looking here, they said that in 2019, $95 billion was spent on pets in the United States. It's estimated that the pet market will raise in value to $99 billion by next year. So almost $100 billion. And that's an example, I think, of just kind of entrepreneurial thinking, in the sense that a lot of entrepreneurial thinking comes down to figuring out what people want and offering it to them. That's it, or what they need. It's better if they need it, right? And as long as it's ethical, as long as you're not selling dope or something, and I'm not judging. We're not here to judge any of that, but as long as you can live with it, then whatever. But I'll say that that's a key that I noticed, that you don't have to go to business school to know how to ask someone what they want and to give it to them. That's what waitresses do that, right? A good waitress will say, "Can I take your order? Okay, how do you want your steak?" Right? And you give people what they want exactly the way they want it. They will pay you for that. I gladly will pay if you give me what I want. If you don't give me what I want, then I'm gonna be complaining. I'm gonna be like, no, you're not gonna get my money. You gotta, get a nickel out of me is hard. But if you give me what I want, then a lot of times you can get, you can have all my money. Like if I have a problem that needs to be solved, right? So I think that's one of the things in terms of entrepreneurship that can be passed through culturally, right? Just learn how to serve people. If you look at, if you go to China or East Asia, they're just extraordinarily good at saying, well, what do you need? What do you want? So anybody ever notice, give me a yes or no in the chat if you've ever noticed, like if you go into like a store maybe run by, Arabs or Asians or something like that, not the stereotype, but it's true. And they'll be playing like hip hop music. And that they don't be listening to that stuff, right? But they're like, our customers want it, so we're going to play it. Right, we love you long time, whatever whatever you want, music wise, service wise, we're offering that, and that's basic customer service, and that's heavier than you might think, because when you study Jeff Bezos, who's worth almost $300 billion now, his first core value as an entrepreneur is being obsessed with customer service. He said we were obsessed with the customer, finding out what they want and delivering it, over delivering. And now people are happy to give Amazon their money. Give me a yes or no in the chat if you bought something from Amazon in the last 6 months to a year. You probably bought something this week. A lot of y'all did, right? Lene, do you buy from Amazon? Look, see, Jeff Bezos is in your house. He's in your house. It's like Jeff Bezos. This guy's so rich that his wife, in the divorce, his wife had enough money that she literally has single-handedly made the biggest HBCU donations in history. Like she dwarfed, almost everybody except the Bill Cosby and Camille. His wife Camille gave $20 million to Spelman back in the 80s. Bezos's wife, if you go down that list, I mean, she was given like $50 million to Prairie View, 30-40 million to Howard, another 15 million to Shaw, or whatever. I can remember all the names of the schools, but literally it's like maybe 10 HBCUs. Well, this lady was just slinging money because they've got so much of it. Why? Well, Largely because she and her husband, I give her a lot of credit for starting Amazon, right? And so she deserved that money in that divorce. She was right there with him when Amazon was nothing. When Amazon was smaller than the businesses many of you are running right now, she was with him right there. And their number one core value was, let's figure out what people want and let's offer it to them. That's all they did. And then at that point, they just scaled with technology and everything else. What are your thoughts on that before we actually jump into some of the pitches?
I just gonna address one comment. I see you guys talking about Chewy over there. Yes, Chewy stock is up, and the reason why that is because a lot of people are home right now. Man, let me just say, you don't even think about how this pandemic has hurt some industries but helped some others. Zoom stock up. Dogs. There's a shortage of dogs right now. There is a shortage of dogs right now because of pets. Let me say it. There is a shortage of pets right now because everybody is at home during the pandemic with their kids, and their kids need something to do. So most of the rescues have been empty because people are at home. They have the time to put into pets. So what does that mean? That means PetSmart stock is up. That means Chewy stock is up. That means I'm like legit. Like you don't even think about, some industries got hurt. Some industries are bumping, like banging. So yes, Chewy stock is up because people are buying pets. Every time I go in, like I'm crazy. My dog has like 3 different collars, matching leashes, and most of that is because every time I went into PetSmart, they didn't have the right color and the right length, and so I'm consistently buying stuff for him. But everything is out. Like there's a shortage in pet supplies during the pandemic. Imagine that.
Wow. Well, during the pandemic was funny. Like people think that the pandemic killed the economy. It didn't kill the economy. It distorted the shape of the economy. It just moved the money from over here to over there. The money was still there. There's still trillions of dollars floating around. And that's what you saw. And this is the problem. That's why wealth inequality actually increased during the pandemic. The people that understood business did really well. The people that knew technology did really well. The people who did things online did really well. The people in pharmaceutical industries and healthcare did really well. And one of the things that I would say that we were able to help people with in the Black Business School during the pandemic is we were pretty much, it was, probably more accurate than usual even. We're very accurate, but we were even more like super accurate in terms of all this was in the tea leaves in terms of which companies were going to do well. From the very beginning of the pandemic, there were experts that could break down and explain, okay, put your money over here, don't put it over there, right? So companies like Zoom and what's some others, Amazon and Tesla and Microsoft, these companies that just exploded, that was predictable. That was like shooting fish in the barrel. That was easy money. You can go back and look at videos I was doing 6-7 months ago, and I was like, oh yeah, buy this and this and this and this, and so the thing is, the point I want everybody to understand is that the financial solutions are out there. So I encourage you to go seek those solutions. And in the Black Business School is kind of what we do, right? So that's why we're glad you guys are here. And give me a yes or no in the chat if you've seen this yourself. Like I'd like for some people to testify, because we have some people that come through, they're like, we don't know if they know what they're talking about. Who are these people? They're just yapping on the internet. No, I have a PhD in this stuff. And which is like an economic superpower. Like I kind of can see where the money's going, where it's flowing, who's getting it, and why, and all this other stuff. And once you kind of get an insight into those things, the economic equation is not complex like it used to be, right? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get us started here. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up, share, and subscribe button. And I'm going to put Lene Javet's social media on here. You got to follow her on social media. She's super smart. She's super dope. We've been working together for years. I saw something, Lene, that you and I had worked on like in 2015, but we were working on stuff even before 2015, weren't we?
Yeah, we did the first crowdfunding thing, I think in like 2014, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, late 2013, early 2014. We did. No, it was 2014. So we did the crowdfunding thing in 2014. So we've been working together since about 2014.
And I remember the first time we had a conversation, I was so inspired by your story about how you raised the $10,000 in the GoFund in the crowdfunding thing, and you were talking about the ups and the downs and how chaotic that was, and how much praying you had to do, praying and sweating and sleepless nights, and you pulled it off, and you escaped the corporate plantation, and I've had a lot of respect for you ever since. So I'm telling you, Lene is the type of person you want to follow because she gets things done. She's very, very sharp, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for her. So I want to just tell everybody that in case y'all don't know. All right. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I want to remind you guys that we do this every Monday night at 8 o'clock on financialjuneteenth.tv.com. Also, if you want to still get a Black Wealth calendar for 2021, we have a few more left. I don't know how many, a few dozen, I guess. And then we'll be out. But so if you want to get 2021 started off right with a calendar with Black economic principles in it, go to blackwealthcalendar.com. So Miss Lene, are you ready for the first pitch, ma'am?
I am. I'm excited to see what we got going on tonight. Let me get my pen together and my little paper. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to pull up the pitch and not mess it up. Let me see if I can get this video up here.
All right. While you do that, I see a couple of you guys asking, how do you get on Life's a Pitch? So while Dr. Boyce does that, I will let you know. If you go to www.allblackeconomics.com, if you go to that website, to that URL, to that domain, you can join the email list. Okay. You want to get on the email list so that you get notified when we are looking for pitches. I will tell you, we are looking for pitches right now. So please go get on the email list so that you can get notified via email what to do, where to go, how to get signed up. Okay. So what happens is when you go to www.allblackeconomics.com, you will get a copy of Dr. Boyce's ebook for free. When you see that, join that email list. That's how you know you're in the right place. Okay. And then sometime this week, you will get an email that says, hey, would you like to be on Life's a Pitch? Please go to the submission link and get signed up. Now, what I will tell you is that the only way that you can be on Life's a Pitch is if you submit a video. This is a video pitch. So you have to do a video in order to be on Life's a Pitch. Okay. Now, I will also tell you this. We prefer a pitch, meaning just straight up talking. Hey, my name is Lene Javette. I am a business development strategist. I help Black entrepreneurs and small business owners to develop profitable businesses. I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk about, spit your game about your business. You don't have to do transitions. We don't really want it to be an infomercial. It doesn't have to be high tech. Just come on and talk about your business, pitch your business so that we can share it. We want other Black owners, other Black consumers, other Black people to know about your business, to hear about your business so that we can do a wealth mob on your business. A wealth mob, a little bit different than a cash mob, is where we help you to gain wealth, whether that's a wealth of knowledge through critiquing the business, whether that's a wealth through referrals because we found your business and we can tell somebody else about it, or that wealth might come through finances because we actually need your business and can support it. So if you would like to be on Life's a Pitch, please go to www.allblackeconomics.com, join the email list. And like I said, we are looking for new pitches. So get on there. Let's see. Yes. And so the 2021 Black Wealth calendar is super dope. It is the Black Wealth agenda. So for those of you who have ordered the calendar, they are shipping. And for those of you that might be interested, it's super dope. It's a legit agenda. Each month has a wealth principle. And then it has what your goals should be for that week, for that month, what you can do for that month. And then I think that has something else, like whatever your activities are, but it's literally created to help you manifest a Black wealth agenda each month for your household in various topics. It's super fresh. It's super dope. I designed it. So I love it. You know, I love most of the stuff that I do. So anyways, yes, Candy Chambers, www.allblackeconomics.com. That is the website to join the Life's a Pitch and get your business on the show. www.blackwealthcalendar.com is where you can go to get the 2021 Black Agenda calendar. All
right. I bet you got worried about me when I
never worry about you.
Did you get scared?
No, all right. If the cameras went out, I would have gotten nervous.
Well, you know what? I'm back. I actually my computer froze and I said, you know what? Lene is such a professional that I bet I could just disappear and reboot. and she's going to keep on going because she knows how to handle a business. So just a little business tip for everybody: when you work with partners and work with people, find people that know how to handle their business. Find professionals that are reliable and competent and intelligent and can solve problems. So I don't know if Lene knows this or not, but one of the greatest things about working with her is that she's a problem solver. And that's huge in business. And I say that with such a straight face because it's true. All right. So let me go ahead and share the first video with you guys. I'm going to see if I can do this right. You all know with technology, I'm not always perfect, but I'm going to try to do this right. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. And I'm going to pull this sister in here and let me know if you can hear her okay when I start playing the video. Give me a yes in the chat when I start playing to make sure we can.
1 second, Dr. Boyce. Eric
Sure.
Wander, that link isn't right. It leads to this page. Yes, Eric. So again, when you go to www.allblackeconomics.com, it will forward you to the Thoughtful Living page. That is the right page. On that page, you should see Dr. Boyce. You should see that you're going to get a free ebook. Join the email list. Okay, so it is not a Life's a Pitch page. It is a site where you can join the email to be notified when we open for Life's a Pitch. So you are at the right place. That is the right place.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We only invite people on Life's a Pitch that are already in our tribe, that are already on a list or something like that. And that's actually one of our core economic principles, that you take care of your people first, you take care of your family first. So just so you know, for those in the Black Business School, things like that, when we have opportunities, we go to you guys first before we go to a stranger, because you have our back, so we're going to have yours. So that's a core economic principle that a lot of cultures practice. That's what the Chinese practice is, a powernomics idea, and that's what we do. That's why we ask you, get on the list, and then we'll let you know, because we let people on the list know first. We don't just invite strangers to come into the space. All right, so here we go. We're gonna I'm gonna play this. Give me a yes in the chat if you can hear it okay. And Lene, if you can't hear it, just say something. Let me know if it's not playing or something. Here we go.
Hello there, everybody. I'm Amber Hawkins, President, CEO, and owner of Your Computer Needs of Toledo, LLC in Toledo, Ohio, where the motto is computer training and more that comes to you. I provide customized on-site, online, and mobile computer training and consulting. I also sell computers and accessories online. If you know of those who are in need of services, especially in guidance with learning such programs as Word, PowerPoint, or Excel, please refer them to me. I'm quite unique in the fact that I still provide on-site computer training and consulting, following COVID-19 rules, of course. And I also customize each training consulting to fit the need of the individual, business, and other entities. Again, Amber Hawkins, Your Computer Needs of Toledo, LLC, computer training and more that comes to you. Visit the website at yourcomputerneeds.net, and I thank you very much.
All right. Lene, what say you?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get all my thoughts out on paper. Okay, so I'm going to start out by saying I loved her energy. I loved her look and feel. She had the little headset on. You know what I'm saying? So overall, I thought it was good. Okay, so overall, I thought it was good. I'm going to give some feedback on how it could have been better. Okay, so because this is a virtual pitch, and this might be just one of my little anal things. You don't have to invest in, but just try to make sure that your look is clean, right? Your camera is clean. Maybe, I don't know if you did it from your phone, maybe you have an old computer, but just you want to have a nice, clean, clear look when you're doing something with video. Okay. Again, everything was decent. That's just a tip, a clear video. Okay. When you're doing your pitch, I think your name was Amber. Amber Hawkins, maybe. The first time you said it, I didn't catch it because you were talking really fast. I don't even know what the name of your business is because you were talking really fast. I do know what you do. You help people with, I think it's Microsoft Word, Excel, and things of that nature. So I know what you do, but I didn't catch your name. I didn't catch the name of the business, and I don't know what your website is. And so those are things that if you're pitching, you want to make sure that you leave that, especially when you think about doing it in Life's a Pitch. Somebody is trying to build their resume. Somebody needs to get some Word classes. Somebody needs to do some Excel. This would have been a great place and platform for somebody to learn more about what you do. That takes me to my next point, which is, you said you still do on-site training. Do you is your business only where you are? Is it virtual? Is it digital? If I live in Arizona, can you still help me? Can you still train me? Like, there is just more that could have been there, more information that could have been provided so that people who don't live in your city or town would know if you could help them in what they do. So it wasn't horrible, but it definitely could have been a lot better and a lot stronger.
Yeah, I like the model. I mean, I think it's a great model in the sense that I notice a lot of early stage Black-owned businesses lean on one of our greatest sources of capital, which is what we call human capital. Human capital is the stuff that's in your head. Maybe it's your labor, things that you can access easily. And you'll notice a lot of businesses, there are a lot of coaches, a lot of consultants, a lot of trainers, a lot of teachers online. I think that's good. I think that's a great place to start. And eventually you transition into other things like physical products or digital products or whatever the case may be. But right now you work with what you got. I think that's smart of her to do that. I felt like she was professional. She looks trustworthy. Like, I feel like I could trust her to do a good job. Maybe some suggestions for improvement, or perhaps you could offer something. They call it a lead magnet, like maybe something like, call me for a free consultation, or here's a $10, trial or something, just something that will let people kind of incentivize them to kind of make a move. Because, you want people to know about your business, but then you may want them to act. And depending on what you want from that person, it could be an investor. Maybe you want them to invest. So that's one pitch. Or it could be a customer. Maybe you want them to buy, right? That's another type of pitch. So I think maybe something like that to get people started. And then also, I guess I'd like to know, what makes this unique. If you're teaching me, how to work on my computer, what makes it snazzy? What makes it special? Like, you can say something like, I'm going to give you custom personalized training. You're going to feel special. A lot of people buy things because of how you make them feel. If you make them feel special and valued, or maybe that's not your thing. Maybe it's something else you give people. But I think sort of figuring out something that's going to separate you from the pack. Adjectives are your friend. So rather than it being like, we've got a blue coat, it is, we have a luxury blue coat exclusively designed in the jungles of India or something, right? I mean, you don't want to lie, but you want something like, if there's something unique about that blue coat, then you tell them that it's more than a blue coat. It's not just a blue coat. It's this kind of blue coat, right? And then that separates you from the pack. But I thought it was good. I mean, I thought she did a good, like if I was watching that and I needed that type of service, I'd be like, yeah, I'd do that. And then maybe for her, she might want to expand and actually offer, some sort of group support, or figure out the needs of the customers, because it seemed like she was focusing on people that just want to learn, like individuals that want to specifically learn how to do certain things. But can you teach a class? A group of people? Things like that, right? So that's where you figure out different ways to serve your customer base that will allow your business to kind of grow and expand. Any other thoughts on that?
You know what? Just to elaborate on what you said, also specifically to that last point, why? Like, why do I need those computer skills? Right? So how does that benefit? Is it going to get me a better job? Is it going to increase my money? Why do I need to have these computer skills? Because sometimes people don't even know that they need those skills or how they can benefit from them. So highlighting that might have been a bonus as well.
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, a lot of times the why is more important than the how or the what, and people don't know that. I mean, literally, if you're trying to drive action with the customer, which is what every business owner is trying to do, you got to make sure that they know why they're doing it. If you don't give a why, then you're kind of cutting down your persuasive ability probably by 30-40%. So, give them the why and help them, because sometimes I might know, like, I'll give you an example. When I first started talking, all this financial stuff back in the day, it wasn't popular like it is now. I had to kind of find a way to make it popular. I had to make it interesting, and so one of the hardest struggles was I had to really help people understand why. financial literacy is important, why you should invest, why you should have wealth. And it seems silly, right? It's like explaining why you need food, right? But people eat every day, but they may not be consciously eating. They may not be thinking about what they're eating or why they're eating. They're just eating, right? Because that's what you're wired to do. But it's like, no, let's stop for a minute. Let's think about how money influences your life. Let's think about why you feel constrained because of money. Let's think about why money can be a pathway to liberate you, right? And then at that point, if I help you see the why, then at that point you're gonna want the what from me. I don't have to really sell you anything. I've already helped you kind of see something a little bit differently, and then you're gonna say, okay, I now get it. My internal mechanism has told me this is gonna happen, and now I'm coming to you because I want to go further, right? So I agree with you 100%. You got to let people know why. So, okay, well, what do you all think? Could you all give the sister a digital round of applause? By the way, her name is Amber Hawkins, and her company is called Your Computer Needs. And by the way, the descriptions of all these companies are in the description box. And I hope that you will go to Ms. Hawkins' website and do a little cash mob, not a cash mob, sorry, a wealth mob. A wealth mob it could be cash, but it really, it has to be at least some support, some sort of marketing. Maybe take the link for her site, share it on your social media. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. Maybe you want to partner with her. Maybe you want to help her out. Maybe you've got a companion business, right? We're trying to create this activity or convince you to go connect with other Black entrepreneurs. That's how you can survive. So the next pitch, Ms. Lene, am I clear to give the next pitch?
Yes, sir. Please.
Okay.
Please.
All right. The next pitch that we have tonight is going to come from a record company called Money Up Records. I was going to say Fatadat Records. I don't know why, but I just like saying the word Fatadat. I think I had a friend or somebody who had a company called Fatadat Records. So, but it's not Fatadat Records. It's Money Up Records. His name is Antowne Clower. And he says Money Up Records is a record label that focuses on entertainment, manufacturing, media, and the arts. Wow. Can't wait to see this one. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up this brother's here we go. Money Up Records. Oh, here. Okay, I'm sharing my screen now. Hit the thumbs up button. If everybody can hit the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate that very much. Hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, please, because we're trying to build Black media, and I hope that you will help us do that. All right, so here we go.
Hey, how y'all living out there? This your homie Antowne Clower, CEO of the record label Money Up Records. I'm here today presenting one thing to you. That's our internet station, Money Up Records Radio. We have a lot of things for basically everybody when it comes to the culture of hip hop. One of the key things I want to talk about is the Off the Top section. Off the Top section is dedicated to artists, whether it's singers, rappers. You can submit your music, and if it's on point, we will promote you. We have a fan base where we reach 4,000 people worldwide a month. I know that don't sound like a lot, but trust me, I mean, it can get the job done. On the side of that, we also have another section called For Your Ears Only. The For Your Ears Only part of the site is dedicated to all the artists that have completed work. And the artists that have completed work, we promote them, we put them out there. We have ways that you can get in touch with them, and you can hear some phenomenal music. I mean, it's a lot of good uplifting music there. And then the last section is the advertisement section. The advertisement section is dedicated to advertising. So if you ever want to reach a fan base when it comes to the hip hop culture, give us a shot. Our reach goes very far. Like I said, once again, make sure you Google that. Money Up Records Radio. And Money Up is a thought process. It starts with the thought. So remember that. Money Up Records Radio. Thanks again for your time. This is your homie Contact, and I'm signing out. I appreciate the opportunity. All right.
All right, Miss Lene, Money Up Records.
Money Up Records.
Yeah, I like saying that better than Fatadat. Money up, y'all. Everybody type money up in the chat because I want y'all to have your money up for Christmas, especially. So Money Up Records. What say you, Lene?
So first of all, I agree with the comments. I loved his energy. I thought he did a great job from the energy perspective. I love the background. He had the Money Up painting. I don't think it's graffiti when it's your own, but he had the canvas painted in the background. Energy was good. The pitch was good. Lighting could have been better. I don't know if you were in the garage or where you were at, but the lighting could have been better. You know what I do like? I do like that he had us on the computer screen in the background. I was like, is that me? That's me back there. So he was watching Life's a Pitch. I saw us in the background. So shout out to Life's a Pitch and shout out to him for actually watching the show and taking notes. So his energy was good. Lighting could have been better. The background was good. The other thing is, on the one hand, I want to say he could have been dressed better. On the second hand is hip hop. So I guess a t-shirt and a hat is technically what you should do. So I'm not going to comment on that. I'm going to let that one slide this one time. I love how he talked about fan base. He talked about reach. He talked about what you can expect on the site. So he drew you in with what they do. Let me say that again. He drew you in with what you can expect. I'm still not 100% sure what they do.
Are you looking at this picture on the screen?
Oh God. I need
enlarge that a little
I need nobody to ever use a image with that doesn't belong to you. I hate when I see that. Like, that is the worst thing you could do, is to use an image that has a watermark on it. Like, that is the worst thing you could do.
But I'm also just laughing because of the image itself, though.
It says shit and flies.
No, I'm the you know, I'm trying to practice from cussing. I'm in my detox mode, so yeah, I'm the SHIT. That's what the image is saying. Y'all get it? Tell me if y'all get it. I think it's funny. It's gross, but it's funny because those are the flies, right? You see the flies here, and this is the dookie, and this is the hat. So it's like I'm the dookie, and I got the flies floating around, and around me the flies are media, public image, no love, no unity. So
no one cares. Did you see them? I didn't say it, y'all. It was on the screen. It said no one cares. So then the last thing is Money Up Record Radio. His call to action was to Google him, not to check out his website. I don't even think he left a website. So there was no website. I don't know if there's. There is a website because you just went to it. So drive people to your website. Don't have people Google you. Have people go to your website.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave you some stuff. What you think?
You know what? I liked Antowne. I liked his energy a lot. He won me over in the first 30 seconds. I saw a guy that was optimistic. I'd want to be his friend. You know, it's like, okay, he's hip hop. He's definitely hip hop. Hip hop's a culture. People know it. People know if you're hip hop or if you're not hip hop. He's hip hop, and I think it's great. I love it. But I'm biased. You know, I'm black and I'm a hip hop fan too, so I respect that. Some tips I would give. I did see with that lighting issue. I think having just light shining on your face, and it's not expensive to do that, right? Like, I have a lamp over here that's like $12, and another lamp over here that cost me $18, and that's my lighting studio. It ain't fancy. It ain't no Hollywood production. It's just making sure people can see me and they can hear me. And I have a microphone that cost me $45 on Amazon, right? That's it. In my laptop. So lighting, the simple idea of lighting, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm an expert. I'm not. It's just make sure people can see you. Like, have multiple lights hitting you from multiple angles, and don't have light shining behind your head, because then you become a halo, right? So you don't want the light behind your head. So if you got the window open behind your head, shut the window and have all the lights shining on you, because you shining, you're the sun, or you deserve all the shine. And just make sure it's shining on you, coming from different angles. Okay, everybody got that? All right. The other thing is, I like the name Money Up Records. I was really surprised that he didn't just tell us the URL of his website. Mm-hmm. Like, go to moneyuprecords.com, y'all. Money Up Records. We got our money up. Like, Money Up is easy because people get it instantly. They know it. I'm like, that's a great name. Like, how many of y'all, give me a yes or no, how many of y'all want to get your money up? How many of y'all feel a certain way when I say, okay, this is Money Up? Like, this is the Money Up hour. Like, there's a lot of things you can do with Money Up other than just the URL. Mm-hmm. It's like it's an anthem. It's a culture. It's a theme. It's an idea that can distinguish you in terms of your brand. And little things like that can make a big difference. You look at how many hip hop artists built their whole career off of one little tiny thing that made them stand out. Like I was watching today I was watching what was it? I was watching some ratchet hip hop videos today because I like to just keep up with what's going on in the world. And what rapper was I looking? I was looking at a bunch of them, but there was one of them where it was like I think I watched some old 50 Cent videos, and I saw how 50 Cent built his whole career by repeatedly telling people he got shot 9 times, right? Or if you have other rappers that might just say, or he had 50 Cent, one of his most famous songs was called I Get Money. And the whole chorus was like, I get money, money I got, I get it, I get money, money I got. Like everybody wants to get money. So Money Up is like a great anthem that could be used in a lot of different ways, right? It's a Swiss Army knife of possibilities that inspire people to become connected to your brand. So I would just run with the Money Up thing and everything I do. Get t-shirts that say Money Up, you know, I don't know, Money Up, debt down. So I don't know, you know what I mean? Like just something that's gonna let people know what you stand for and who you are. Because hip hop is fun because hip hop is it really is a way of life. It's a lifestyle, it's a culture, it's exciting, it's got energy, it's cool, it's fun, all that. It's all the things that I'm not interesting, cool, or fun, but I think hip hop is a lot of fun. And then the other pieces I would say just practice your pitch, you know, because a little bit during the pitch he kind of got caught up and he would say he said a lot of ums and kind of got frozen a little bit, and that kind of distracted from the energy. And the thing is, when you have a good flow, you know, like that, you want to keep it going because people are getting mesmerized by your flow, like a rapper, just like hip hop, right? And you don't stop the flow, right? So you practice what you want to say so that you can keep that flow going so that people will be like, oh yeah, I got to go to Money Up. The other piece I'll say, somebody asked, do I think hip hop is oversaturated? Yeah, I do. Like, I think we have an oversupply of 40-year-old rappers in our community. Like we literally cornered the market on 40-year-old rappers. Like we got a whole lot of, some of y'all probably got 2 or 3 in your own family. And I think that's cool. But I think that hip hop is still a multi-trillion-dollar industry, which means that there's a lot of different ways to be connected without necessarily having to go get up on stage and bust a rap. There's thousands of business models that can be built off of hip hop. I'm connected into hip hop. I've been on the Breakfast Club 4 times. I talked to Ice Cube today. He's coming on my show tomorrow. So so all these guys, Willie D, Ice Cube, E40, like I love these guys. Like I grew up on this stuff. So this is fun. So I'm a part of hip hop, but I'm like, maybe I'm like the professor of hip hop, but I don't pretend like I'm a rapper, right? I'm still who I am, but hip hop culture is powerful and persuasive and inspirational. That's why those who don't like Black people very much work so hard to use hip hop to distract you and to throw you off your game, right? Because they know hip hop can get people to do things. It can inspire people to change the world. So I love hip hop in that regard. I think this guy represents all of that. The last piece of advice I would give to him is you got to fix that website, man. Like that website, it was all, a little on the janky side, right? And so, no disrespect, everybody starts off with a janky website. So when I say janky, I say it in as much love as you can possibly share. Like this, it's like janky love right now. But the website, maybe you can try something real basic and simple. Even a Facebook page or a Facebook group could be your website. You redirect your URL to a Facebook group, and it's all, the infrastructure is already set up. Or you can use lead pages. Lead pages, you can set up a page in 10 minutes. And make it simple. Don't try to put too much information on it, like where people are scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Just have your good stuff right there at the top, and then boom. Even if you and I'll use myself as an example here, because I'm not perfect at a lot of stuff. But if you go to boycewatkins.com, let me show you all boycewatkins.com right quick. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Let me just show you. And I only look at my page every blue moon. But here's boycewatkins.com, right? So the thinking behind this page is, first, you come in, you see me, right? That's just me, right? And then there's this quote here, tells you what I believe. I believe that you don't have to be an economic victim. You're not born to be broke and struggling. You're born to win, right? And that is me telling you who the heck I am, And then you go down and you see some other things, right? And a few little things that kind of instantly let you know what we are, what we do and how we operate and why why I think that what we do matters. Here's an offer. You can actually join something. We have something called Ask Dr. Boyce, where you can send me questions directly and I'll answer your questions. Here's one of the Breakfast Club interviews I did. Here is a bunch of stuff. This is called Social Proof. which is a bunch of places that I've been in terms of media. I've been in a few different media outlets. This is where you can actually sign up and get on the email list, right? You go further down. This is me talking to a lot of people. I think I was in London. This is London right here, and kind of just letting you guys know what we do and how we operate. And this page, I'll tell you a secret about this page. It didn't cost us anything to make it, and it's not the greatest page in the world, but it gets the job done. Also, it's a lead page. You know, you can make a page like that in 20 or 30 minutes for very little money. Right? Don't go spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on the website, and don't feel like you got to have everything in there and tell your whole life story. What you're kind of trying to do is let people know in the first 3 to 5 minutes that you can add value to their life. And if you can do that, then I think people will hang around to say, okay, well, what else does this guy have to say? Right? So that's my 2 cents. Lene, you got any more thoughts on Mr. Antowne?
Yeah, I want to just add to what Dr. Boyce said about 3 to 5 minutes. You actually have 4 to 8 seconds. When somebody lands on your website. So you got 4 to 8 seconds, and they're saying it's even less. It used to be 4 to 8. They're saying it's 3 to 6 now. So you want to make sure that you say what you got to say and get to the meat and potatoes, because if somebody lands on your site and all they see is shit and flies, they might keep going. They might think that you don't have something that they want. So just make sure that, you know, you're giving your website and it looks good. I'll also add, if you're not good technologically, like Dr. Boyce said, a lead page is great, or any type of a site where they have the pre-made site. So Wix, Squarespace, some WordPress sites will have it where it comes out the box. All you got to do is change the graphics and change the verbiage, but everything is laid out for you. So there's no reason for a janky website. Not today.
No, not today. All right. And by the way, do me a favor, guys. If you could hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you could also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. And if you could share this link and share it on your social media, that helps us a lot. We're trying to build Black media, and it's really hard because we're trying to build intelligent Black media. Now, we were ignorant. We wouldn't need your help because ignorance spreads like coronavirus. Ignorance goes viral very quickly, but we're not spreading ignorance. We're actually doing something that we think is healthy and beneficial to people. So we need your help. So if you could consciously take a second to make sure you subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff, and also share the link, to your Twitter, to your Facebook or something right now, that would really, we would appreciate that immensely. And also Lene is awesome. So you should follow Lene. She's I am Lene Javette on all platforms. And also a reminder for you guys, the Black Wealth Bootcamp starts on the 7th of January. The whole premise of the Black Wealth Bootcamp is economic independence from the corporate plantation. So that means whether you keep your job and you just want to have the option to quit if you want to, or if you really want to quit your job, that's what the specialty is. And we do this for 6 weeks, and it's really good and it's extremely popular. Everybody loves it, and there's a money back guarantee. So if you're interested, you can go to blackwealthbootcamp.com. We get started January 7th, fresh for the new year. All right. So Lene, I'm going to go to the next pitch, if that's okay with you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, this sister sells it looks like the product's called coffee sticks. That sounds interesting. I've got my coffee right here. I got my coffee cup. And so I'm curious to know what a coffee stick is. Let's see what a coffee stick is. Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Let's see what she's got.
I'm already excited. She looks like she's about to have fun.
Just talk about that image right there. Look at, first of all, she's got the coffee sign behind her head. And she got beautiful braids. The braids match the color of the coffee sign. I don't know if that was planned, but it works. And then also she's got a shirt on that's marketing her coffee brand. You see that?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, she's already impressed me, and I haven't even heard a word that's come out of her mouth.
I'm just smiling because she's smiling.
And I'm already a fan, and I'm already a fan of coffee, so I'm gonna be an easy sell. So let's see what she's got to say here. Let's go.
Isn't it frustrating that when you're on a flight, you get one packet of creamer and sugar, you hit a little bit of turbulence, and it spills all over your tray table? Or what about if you're going on a camping trip and you can't bring your favorite creamer with you because it won't fit in your cooler? Well, have I got the solution for you? Hi, I'm Donna Royston, owner and creator of Coffee Sticks. Coffee Sticks is your non-dairy creamer, flavor, and sugar that dissolves in your cup of hot coffee, tea, or hot chocolate and makes the perfect cup every time. My head is so full of ideas that we've outgrown our home space and are now in need of a bigger production facility. That's where your $50,000 investment comes into play. In turn, you'll receive 5% equity in our company. We'll use those funds to get that bigger facility. We'll also be able to get production line equipment, hire 2 individuals in our community, and acquire the permits and licensing we need to mass produce and get coffee sticks to the world. So let's make everyone's coffee smile with coffee sticks. Isn't it?
Wow.
Dang.
Let's just have a moment of silent reflection on how wonderful that was. I mean that just is okay. The term I want everybody to type in the chat is Black excellence, because that was Black excellence. That was Black girl magic right there. Because the minute I heard her idea, I said, "Oh my God, such a great idea." She is if she's not a millionaire yet, she's gonna be. Oh my God, I was so impressed, and even beyond the fact that I was already a coffee drinker, and she states the problem. She's like, "Isn't it frustrating that you get on the airplane and I'm like, yeah, it is frustrating when they don't, like I'm sitting there like I'm like, yeah, I hate that." Right? It's like, I've got a solution for you. I'm like, "Ooh, what's the solution?" And then she starts talking about the coffee sticks. What she said, the creamer and the sugar and the flavoring all in the stick. Is that what she said?
So you get the perfect cup of coffee every time.
You can't tell me that the Black woman is not the originator of all great things in the universe. Like that, to me, like, people don't. I've never seen that idea before. Have you?
I have not seen that idea. And that's the other thing. You think about it, like, how come nobody ever thought of that before? Why wouldn't somebody put the cream and the sugar and the coffee in the same packet? Like, that's genius.
Yes. Almost like a tea bag in a way. Right? It's even better though, because tea bags don't have the sugar and the cream in them.
A coffee stick. That is such a great idea. And that's literally what I wrote. Opened with the problem. Always open with the problem. So Black excellence, great job, beautiful. She didn't give us the URL. Make sure you give us the URL, sis. We need to know where to go to get you, to find you, to order from you. Great pitch. You've been through the investment out there, but we don't have a website. We don't know where to go, what to do. We could Google it, but you want to make sure you throw your URL out there because folks love it. So your URL. And then this is just a small thing. Always record horizontally because we got offie stick. So make sure we want to see the whole background. So record horizontally. So those are easy. Those are easy. Horizontally, and throw your website out there with a call to action so we can support you and we know where to go.
I was so impressed. Now I think that what might have been going on with that particular pitch is that she was pitching for investors, right? Which is a different pitch from pitching for customers. It didn't seem like she was really looking for customers. I think it's such a great idea. Like, you can get customers anywhere with that because that's such a good product and it's very polished. Like, I mean, if y'all want to know what a great business looks like show that to your kids. Please show that video to your children, because if your kids come up with something like that, they're going to be millionaires. Like, really, even if they execute it in a mediocre fashion, they're going to become millionaires. If they do it well, they're going to become billionaires. Like that. That right there is a $100 million, $1 billion idea. I don't know which level, it depends on what direction you go with that, but that's what that looks like, and I was so proud of her. I was so impressed. I'm speechless. That was my favorite pitch. I'm not even going to pretend like it, I'm not even going to pretend like it's a competition. Doesn't mean the other two weren't great. I really liked their energy, but I felt like she just kind of knocked it out the park, and it might've been one of the best products I've seen. It's right up there with Tootie Cakes. Remember Tootie Cakes?
Ziggy and Tootie Cakes.
Yeah. That was so great. I love that. Oh my God. Yeah. So what do you guys think? By the way, you all can you all can actually vote on the winner on Twitter. My Twitter is Dr. Boyce Watkins 1, Dr. Boyce Watkins 1. I'm going to put that link in the chat. And so if Dual and the moderators, I know you said you can't post live links in the chat as a moderator, so I'll do that for you. So there it is, and then you all can vote. And it's really interesting. Now, I see someone who says, this is an interesting comment. She says you're destroying your viewers by placing a benchmark of millionaire as a potential goal. Why not just being successful with a business making a profit? Well, gosh, I would hate to destroy my viewers. So let me clarify that. Here's the thing. First of all, when you talk about a business, you're 100% correct that there has to be, I think, this is my bias, multiple bottom lines, right? Making money is not the only great thing about having a business. It's for us as Black people, I think freedom is really important. And so when you talk about running a business, though, on a functional level, there are multiple variables and levers you have to pay attention to. Like profitability matters, but it doesn't always matter as much as cash flow, or maybe it doesn't matter as much as growth. There are a lot of companies that are heavily growing that focus more on cash flow, which might even come in the form of more debt, and they're not even thinking about profitability. Jeff Bezos, for the first 8 to 10 years of Amazon, at least, wasn't even trying to become profitable. So don't ever let anybody make you think that the only goal of a business is to be profitable, because that right there tells you they don't know a lot about business. Making a profit does matter, but there's like 1,000 different other variables that matter almost as much depending on the situation you're in. But when you go into that other piece, I'm going to talk about that millionaire piece. I've seen people, I guess maybe because I run the Black Business School, I've seen a lot of people go from no money to becoming millionaires. I've seen people go from no money to making $1 million a year. You don't need to make $1 million a year to become a millionaire. Right? You can make $100,000 a year and be a millionaire because your asset value, the value of your company could be over $1 million, but you're not a cash money millionaire. I'm talking about, I've seen people go from $0 in 2017 to $1 million a year in 2018. Just from having a good idea, executing that idea, getting it in the right platform or whatever the case. I've seen them it happen on this platform. Did you know that the rapper Young M.A. came out of our platform? Did you know that?
I think I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, I shared her video on my Instagram. She said this, and this is not me making this up. I shared her video on my Facebook page, and she got a record deal. And then she became like the queen of New York, or the king of New York. I'm not sure which one she sees herself as, but she's one of the best rappers in New York, right? And there's a lot of other people. There's a ton of other people I can name that became millionaires because they had great ideas. They executed them well. They put them in front of the right audience, and then amazing things happen. So don't put limitations on yourself. Now, I'm not trying to tell you that you have to be a millionaire in order to be successful. No, that's not true at all. But I'm saying that if that's what you want, then damn it, don't let anybody tell you that that's not for you. Come on now. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of millionaires in the United States. Did you know? Let me look it up. Let me see. I'm going to Google it right now. How many millionaires are in the U.S.? There are 11 million millionaire households. Holy crap. I didn't know there was that many. Did you know there was that many?
I would guesstimate that there's probably that many.
Oof. That number seems so big. Yeah, but according to Spectrum Group, Spectrum Group's Markets Insights report, they said there are 11 million millionaire households. I don't believe that. I can't imagine that number being that big. Let me check again. Well, okay. According to this stat, Investopedia says that there are 18.6 million millionaires in the United States. 18.6 million millionaires. Now process this for a minute. I think there's more millionaires in the United States than there are people who actually caught the coronavirus, right? I know there's certainly more people that became millionaires that actually died from the virus. So your odds of becoming a millionaire are higher than your odds of catching or dying from corona, right? So if you think that you can actually catch or die from corona, I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't, or that I don't care how you feel about it. I want you to be safe. If you think that you can do that, then why can't you do this? Why can't you catch the millionaire virus? That virus is floating around too. It's spreading pretty rampant. Are you going to catch that one too? Or are you going to act like that's not for you, but this other bad stuff is for you? Like the bad stuff is yours as Black people. You get a big tall pile of the bad stuff, but you don't get none of the good stuff. I don't believe that. That upsets me. What do you think, Lene? What are your thoughts?
First of all, Marcus Smiley says, I am sitting next to an unhappy person right now. I just about to fall out. But anyway. I can't read. He said, but everybody's not unhappy. He's like, I'm sitting next to an unhappy person right now. Hopefully that wasn't read out loud. Maybe he was trying to write it quietly and we just blew his spot up. But anyways, I will say this, and I'm so as you already know, Dr. Boyce, I am in a PhD program. I will be Dr. Lene Javette next year, and I am studying performance psychology. So I am studying how people think about performing so that they can achieve their goals, right? And I am specifically studying Black women entrepreneurs and how we view success. And success is not tied to the money that we make. So I am studying subjective entrepreneur success, where we look at our personal life versus our financial satisfaction, and how do we view success? Because as entrepreneurs, everything's not tied to money. So some success is Lene Javette, I take the month of December off every year. And people freak out when I tell them that. You don't work for in December? No, the whole month? Not at all. I will go hard in the paint all year long, but I take the whole month of December off. And it freaks people out. I'm an entrepreneur. I work for myself. I can't put a price tag on that. So regardless of how much money I make, the fact that I own my own schedule, life, and time, and I can take a month off and do what I want to do, hang out, travel, kick it with my nephews, talk to you guys online on Monday nights, whatever I want. I get to determine that. And I get to say whenever else I want to take time off or vacation. You can't put a price tag on certain parts of entrepreneurship. Now, when you start talking about legacy, what you want to leave behind, credit, the ability to buy real estate, the ability to pay for things with cash, we know that dollars make sense, right? And the more money you have, well, they say more money, more problems. That's true, but it's also more opportunities. And so each individual person has to make that choice and decision. How much money do I want to make? I think Damon Dash said the best. Are you hustling for yourself, or are you hustling for your last name? Like, if $1 million, you can spend $1 million in a month. You can spend $1 million in a year. $1 million ain't shit. I'm sorry for using that language, but it ain't nothing. You can go through $1 million. These rappers and these NFL players, they go through millions of dollars and be broke. So if you're only trying to get on with $1 million, you still aiming too low. Like, that's just your lifetime. So for me and my house, not only do we serve the Lord, but we are looking for billions of dollars around my part, because I work to make sure that my household is good, my son's household is good, his kids' household is good, and everybody that comes behind me. Now, do they have to work? Do they have to grind? Do they have to do their parts? They do. But I don't want every generation in my household to start over at ground zero. I am developing, fundamentally putting things in place so that they aren't starting from negative. They aren't starting from zero. They have something. And so as Black people, no, we don't have to put a dollar amount on success, but you should damn sure put a dollar amount on legacy.
There we go. I love it. Drop the mic on that one. Type the word legacy in the chat if you heard what Miss Lene just said. And we got to call her Miss Lene after she threw it out like that, because that was right on point. And just in case you want to know the specific statistics, there are exactly 18 million people in the United States who have caught corona, and there are 18.8 million millionaires. So there are more millionaires than there are people who've caught coronavirus. And a lot of you probably know people who caught COVID. I know several people who've gotten it. I know a couple people who know someone who died from it, but no one directly in my family, thank God. And I'm sorry if it's hit your family. But there's the other virus I want to hit your family too, and that's the millionaire virus. There's a lot of money floating out here. The Fed has made money cheaper than it's ever been. There are opportunities out here if you know how to look for them. You have to just think about the economy in a broad-based scope. You cannot just think of it as pursuing jobs. The reason that there are a few hundred of you in here watching now, but there's thousands of people that will be watching, the Real Housewives or something else, is because we have the wrong economic thinking. Like, we're not spending our energy on the right things, and then we shouldn't be surprised when the right things don't happen to us, when the right things happen to other people. Well, what were you preparing for? What were you putting your energy into? You guys are putting your energy into the right things, and that's why your family will be different. So I'm going to let you all know you can vote. You can go to my Twitter, which is Dr. Boyce Watkins 1, and you can vote right now. In the vote, I'm looking, Coffee Sticks is actually tied with Your Computer Needs as to win. So if you want to still vote, you can go to my Twitter, Dr. Boyce Watkins 1. I'll put the link in here in the chat. So feel free to go in there and vote and make your vote count. And so, Lene, I'd like to go ahead and show each clip one more time before we head on out of here, so that we can all get like a final look at everybody and kind of decide how we feel. So you ready for that?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. So everybody, as I pull this up, please hit the thumbs up button, the share button, and the subscribe button. If you haven't done it yet, you're watching Life's a Pitch. This is our Black-owned business pitch competition that we do every Monday night at 8 o'clock. This is my amazing host, Miss Lanasia Javette. And that blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com is on the screen. That is our business school for children. Build legacy, get your children ready for the future. The first month in the program is just $1, or it might be free. It's one of the two. I can't remember if it's $1 or $0, but the first month is pretty cheap, and it's an amazing program, and it will get your children way ahead of the curve. And you got your kids at home anyway. They're learning from you anyway. You're in control of the educational system in your house. You are the superintendent. You are the school teacher. You are the head of public schools in your house. So I encourage you to make sure that your children get a solid business education, because at some point your child is going to have to pay a bill, and you want to make sure that they're in a position to do so. So blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com, that's our program. Feel free to talk to one of our specialists at the Black Business School that can help you figure out what works best for your family. So here is the first one. This is Your Computer Needs.
I just want to read Nathaniel Roberts' comment real quick. He said, sure. I'm not wearing my financial mask trying to catch that millionaire virus.
He ain't doing no. Let me just say this: when you get around people that have good ideas and are able to make money, you do not want to social distance from those people. You want to make as much contact as possible, and believe me, we want you to catch that millionaire virus. That's the good one. And so if we want to vaccinate you against poverty, or vaccinate you against negative behavior or backward behavior that's causing wealth to disappear. We want to vaccinate you against irresponsible spending or all the other things that have limited your potential. And so at that point, you're free to go out here and do some amazing things. So here we go. Let's play the video now. This is the first one, Miss Amber Hawkins. Here we go.
Hello there, everybody. I'm Amber Hawkins, President, CEO, and owner of Your Computer Needs of Toledo, LLC in Toledo, Ohio, where the motto is computer training and more that comes to you. I provide customized on-site, online, and e-mobile computer training and consulting. I also sell computers and accessories online. If you know of those who are in need of services, especially in guidance with learning such programs as Word, PowerPoint, or Excel, please refer them to me. I'm quite unique in the fact that I still provide on-site computer training and consulting, following COVID-19 rules, of course. And I also customize each training consulting to fit the need of the individual, business, and other entities. Again, Amber Hawkins, Your Computer Needs of Toledo, LLC, computer training and more that comes to you. Visit the website at yourcomputerneeds.net. And I thank you very much.
All right. Any final thought on Ms. Hawkins?
Yeah, you know what? She did talk about why she was unique. She did say that it's on-site, online. So she did actually, but she talked so fast. The first time I couldn't hear a lot of the stuff, but she did hit on a lot of the things that I initially said that she didn't. So just slow it down, Ms. Amber Hawkins.
All right. Well, I don't have much else to say. I think I got most of my commentary out on her business. I think it's a great business. I think people need it. I think maybe just fixing the lighting up and really helping people understand why, I think will go a long way for her. So the URL for her business is actually in the description. The URL for every business that we pitch is here. We're asking you all to, if you have it in your heart, to support these Black businesses. Just go to their site, show them some love. I don't know if you're going to buy a service from them. I'm not telling you to do that, but maybe share the link. At least share the link. Give me a yes in the chat if you can do that. Just share the links of these Black-owned businesses, because we must build a Black economy if we want to build Black prosperity. That's extremely important. So let me grab the next one. And don't forget that URL where you can go vote is in the chat. So feel free to go vote. We're going to announce the winner once we're done. So here we go.
Y'all living out there, this your homie Antowne Clower, CEO of the record label Money Up Records. I'm here today presenting one thing to you. That's our internet station, Money Up Records Radio. We have a lot of things for basically everybody when it comes to the culture of hip hop. One of the key things I want to talk about is the off the top section. Off the top section is dedicated to artists, whether it's singers, rappers. You can submit your music, and if it's on point, we will promote you. We have a fan base where we reach 4,000 people worldwide a month. I know that don't sound like a lot, but trust me, I mean, it can get the job done. On the side of that, we also have another section called For Your Ears Only. For Your Ears Only part of the site is dedicated to all the artists that have completed work. And the artists that have completed work, you know, we promote them, we put them out there. We have ways that you can get in touch with them, and you can hear some phenomenal, you know, music. I mean, it's a lot of good uplifting music there. And then the last section is the advertisement section. The advertisement section is dedicated to advertisers. So if you ever want to reach a fan base when it comes to the hip hop culture, give us a shot. You know, our reach goes very far. Like I said, once again, make sure you Google that. Money Up Records Radio. And Money Up is the thought process. It starts with the thought. So remember that. Money Up Records Radio. Thanks again for your time. This is your homie Contact, and I'm signing out. I appreciate the opportunity. All right.
All right. So he's your homie. I like that. I feel like he's my homie. I thought that was great.
And I figured out, so it's internet radio. So it's an internet radio station. So boom. I was like, well, got it.
I saw Money Up Records. So I wasn't sure if he was more than a radio station. I feel like it's more than that, but you're right though. I mean, he did mention the radio. That was kind of the main thing he was offering. Yeah. Any thoughts on that?
No, I still have the same thoughts. You know, you hear it the second time, you get to hear it just a little bit better, but I'm still feel the same way with him. Still think it was a great job. Still thought, you know, the background with us on the background, like he was just watching the video, was cool. So really just the lighting.
Okay. All right. And before we go and show the last clip one more time, what I'm going to do is share the link again so that everybody can vote. After I show the last clip, we're going to take our last vote. And so speak now or forever hold your peace. And so we will now lay out the last clip with coffee sticks. Hit the thumbs up button while I pull up the clip. So here we go.
Frustrating that when you're on a flight, isn't it frustrating that when you're on a flight, you get one packet of creamer and sugar, you hit a little bit of turbulence and it spills all over your tray table? Or what about if you're going on a camping trip and you can't bring your favorite creamer with you because it won't fit in your cooler? Well, have I got the solution for you? Hi, I'm Donna Royston, owner and creator of Coffee Sticks. Coffee Sticks is your non-dairy creamer, flavor, and sugar that dissolves in your cup of hot coffee, tea, or hot chocolate and makes the perfect cup every time. My head is so full of ideas that we've outgrown our home space and are now in need of a bigger production facility. That's where your $50,000 investment comes into play. In turn, you'll receive 5% equity in our company. We'll use those funds to get that bigger facility. We'll also be able to get production line equipment, hire 2 individuals in our community, and acquire the permits and licensing we need to mass produce and get coffee sticks to the world. So let's make everyone with coffee sticks.
All right. Any more thoughts about coffee sticks?
No, I did get a better hearing of what it is. So it's not the coffee, it's the flavor, the cream, and the sugar. So you can put it in coffee, tea, or hot chocolate. So that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's still a great idea, and I really like it. And yeah, I think I'm going to try to invest in that company. I think it's pretty good. It's a great idea, and I'm really impressed. And so that's all I can say. And I thought that her pitch was on point. I think that she got some customers out of this conversation, but I think if you're gonna do that pitch, you pitch for your investors, right? But you should also pitch for your customers, and then also I don't know if I would have laid out the exact terms of the investment just like that. And also, in fact, I think you got to be careful with that too, because the Securities and Exchange Commission has regulations about how you can go about soliciting investors for your project. So soliciting, just out broadly like that to the general public may not always be the most efficient way to do it or the most legal way. So I'm not saying that she broke the law for sure. I got to go check on that. But either way, though, she definitely she definitely is going to break the bank with her business idea if she's not doing it already, because it's a great idea and it looks like it's well packaged and well executed. And I think the key point I would walk away with for you guys that are listening is, the quality of the idea is important, but never overestimate the quality of the idea relative to the quality of your execution of the idea. If I had a choice between having an excellent idea that's not properly executed versus a mediocre idea that's well executed, I'd rather have the mediocre idea that's well executed, because a lot of people that don't understand business. They'll say, "Oh, I had that idea too," and so I could have made the same amount of money as you made. No, you couldn't. Because executing ideas takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of expertise. You're solving problems constantly. It takes thousands of hours of effort in one concerted direction to make this thing into a reality. So coming up with the idea is great. But what I see is a lot of people become almost, I call it intellectually promiscuous, where we have all these great ideas that kind of pop out of our head. And we get excited about all these ideas like, oh, I could start a business that does this and this. Oh, yeah. And then I could do that. And we get excited. Right. And then when it comes time to do the work, well, that's the boring part. Some people don't want to do the work. They want to just come up with the idea. And that's okay. That just means you have to structure your business a certain way. So one of the things that I've seen work actually really well is when you have a business with two partners and one person is the visionary and the other person is the execution person, right? The person that takes the creative vision and says, okay, I'm going to align a team and structure a process that's going to get this done. And that's extremely important. And that's another compliment I would actually give to Lene, is because Lene is really, really good at processes, right? And so I'll come to her and I'll say, I got this great idea, but I have no idea how I'm going to do it. And I don't even know if I have the patience or the attention span because my ADHD is kicking in already. And Lene will sit down and we'll map out the procedure. And that is an incredibly important skill. So you want to have people that you work with who can complement whatever you do. Don't work with a bunch of people that are just like you. You work with people who are different from you so that you can form an awesome team. Remember, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Find good people in your clique that you can work with that can complement you. And that's how you become successful. Lene, any parting words before I announce who the winner is?
No, I think you hit on all of the topics. We're good. Who won?
Right.
Who won?
All right. The winner, a drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. The winner is Coffee Sticks with 38.1% of the vote. Number 2 was actually Money Up Radio with 33.3%. And yeah, and Your Computer Needs got third at 28.6%.
They're all close tonight.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought Coffee Sticks was the one runaway winner. I just thought she just nailed it so well. I was like, can nobody compete with that?
Not that the other contestants weren't great.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I thought everybody was solid. Like everybody had a good idea, and all these people kind of fit in that category where I thought, if you're a consultant and you work with clients to help them get their business, like I know you see a lot. You've seen a lot of clients, and I do too. I do some private consultations or whatever. I could sit down with them and say, okay, do this, and do this, and you're going to have something that'll take off. Right. And so they had the core there, like, because we've seen some pitches that where like it's like kind of trying to operate on a dead body, like you ain't going to get nowhere with that. But then you have some where you're like, okay, if you just change a couple little things, like you could actually make that into a money making thing. And a lot of people have businesses like that. Maybe you could speak to that. But I'll say that a lot of times you might have this business idea that's kind of dead in the water that hasn't made any money. But sometimes a person who knows how to make money can literally look at it. You pay them a little bit, you pay them some money for their time. They can look at what you have and tweak it a little bit. And next thing you know, that sucker just opens up like a floodgate. I don't know if you've ever seen that happen before, but what are your thoughts on that?
That's what I get paid to do. That's what I get paid to do.
There you go.
So as a business development strategist, that's literally what I do all day. People call me because they have a business. They can't figure out why it's not making money, or they have a product that they want to launch, or they have a book that they want to write. And they're like, but I don't know what to do. And so that's what we sit down and do. We sit down and develop a strategy to launch it, to bring it to life, to make it make money, to tweak it, to get it in front of your target audience. The thing that I see most often in our community is we have the most innovative ideas and concepts, the best work ethic, but we don't take the time to develop our businesses. Mm-hmm. And we have all these holes and we're trying to figure out, why isn't it working? How come I'm not making money? How come my target audience isn't finding me? I'm creating ads, but nobody's buying. I've been sitting on this book idea for 2 years, but I don't know what to do. Mm. Develop it, like fully develop it. Don't just make the best cupcakes and start a business, like develop your business. So I see it every day because those are my clients.
Yeah, well, I agree. Everything's a work in progress and it takes time. And put in that time and be patient with yourself. You're not going to get it right the first time. I know personally, If I stacked up my successes and my mistakes or failures like next to each other, it would look kind of like this, you know. But you're not.
Say
You
that
don't.
again for the people in the back.
Yeah. Well, say it again.
I said, say that again for the people in the back.
Yeah. These are my successes. These are my failures. And so if you, you know, the thing is, you don't brag about your failures, right? You don't announce those. You announce your successes. And so people only see one side, right? So, but just, you know, being honest with everybody, you know, it's a lot of trial and error. And that's what trial and error is. It's you keep failing until you figure out what works. And then you double down on what works. So keep trying. Don't give up. You're meant to be great. There are great things out there for you. Be consistent. Keep it moving. So I want to say thank you very much to all the people that came out to support Black businesses. Thank you to those who had the courage to come and pitch their businesses. If you could give them a digital round of applause for doing this. And also remember that the URLs to all these businesses are in the description. And so you can literally click on them and go take a look at their products directly. Maybe become an investor in their company, maybe consult with them. It's totally up to you, whatever you want to do. And also Lene's social media is I am Lene Javette. So you can follow her there. Get in touch with her. Also, don't forget the Black Wealth Bootcamp starts on January 7th. So that's blackwealthbootcamp.com. And that's it. So have a good night, everybody. And hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe on your way out. And we